All right, this week we're going to be looking at Aragon watches. Aragon makes some incredible timepieces, and they often have some just insane sales on their website. So specifically, we're going to be looking at the Argon Fusion today, which is a watch I picked up for my brother for Christmas. But enough about that. Let's take a look at it. Okay, so today we're going to be taking a look at the Argon Fusion, which I have here in this really impressive box that it comes shipped in. It's made by a company called Aragon, and they have, again, they're primarily known for their divers. They make some really great high-quality divers, and they're a fairly new company. A lot of their watches are really on the large size, so if you have smaller wrists, might not be a good fit for you. But the Fusion's a little bit smaller. It's not too huge, and it's kind of in between. It's sort of like more of like a dress watch style, but yeah. But since it's made by Aragon, it has a lot of the dive features. It has a screw-down crown. It's got 200-meter water resistance, and it really is a sharp-looking piece. Yeah, so I really like the look of it. But one of the things that really impressed me about Aragon, they have really high quality stuff. It's got a really nice brushed finish, and we'll get some better looks at it on the close-ups coming up here. But they have just some insane sales quite frequently. I started looking at their site right around Black Friday, and it was like every day from Black Friday until Christmas, they have different watch on just huge discount. And they're really nice stuff. But if you subscribe to their emailing list, they'll send you updates whenever they do sales, and there's stuff on sale all the time. So definitely that's a site I like to check often, because you can get a really great high quality watch for around $100 or even under $100. This one, it came up on sale for about $50, so it was a great deal there. But let's go ahead and jump over and take a look at some close-ups and talk a little bit more about this watch. Okay, so here we have the watch, and we'll take a look at the basic specification. So it's a 44 millimeter diameter case, which is a little bit on the large size. But again, this is the smaller version of it. The larger one's actually a 50 millimeter, but it is only 11 millimeters thick, so it's very thin for this style of watch. Has the 200-meter water resistance with the screw-down crown, and the hands are loomed. So it's kind of an interesting watch. It's hard to peg what category I would put this in. But let's take a look at the band here. If I was going to complain about anything on the watch, it would be the band. I wasn't very impressed with it. I think it looks great. I think it matches the dial and everything, but the quality of it feels maybe a little bit thin and almost kind of very dry texture. It is a 24 millimeter band, so it's a large band, which I think helps to make the watch not appear as large as you might think it would be. But it is genuine leather, and it does have quick release straps, so it's easy to switch out. So if you want to swap it out for something waterproof, you can do that pretty easily, which I think is good on a watch like this. Here's the Loom. So you can see the hands glow very brightly, but the hands are the only thing that has Loom on it on this watch. So you have to sort of sometimes guess at where the hour marker, or where the hour and the minute hand is, but you can usually get a pretty good idea of what the time is. But the Loom is extremely bright, so I was pretty impressed with that. And yeah, it's got really good Loom on it, just not in a lot of places. So here is the watch up close. Let's go ahead and take a look. You can see it has a signed crown with the Aragon logo, which is very cool, and a little bit of engraving on the case back with, again, all of the specifications and the quartz movement that you can see there. Here's the band again. Again, it is genuine leather. It's very nice looking. You can see the quick release buttons there, so it's really easy to pop in and out. Again, you might want to swap this over to like a NATO or a silicone if you ever want to take it in the water. Let's go ahead and get a wrist shot. So again, I have about a 7.5-inch wrist, and I think this watch fits my wrist very nicely. I don't think it looks too large or too small. I think it's kind of really good size for this style of watch, and so I really kind of enjoy it for that. But yeah, I think it's a pretty decent size watch. Getting a little bit of a closer look, you can start to see the sunburst on that dial, and we'll take a closer look at that in a second, because while again the strap was a little bit of a disappointment, I think the dial and the case more than make up for it. The strap does have a signed buckle on it, which is nice, always nice to see that. But yeah, let's go ahead and just finish up by looking at this dial and case again, because that's where I think this watch really stands out. So I mean, it's just such a sharp looking watch. I mean, the more you look at it, the more details you see, and I think just the way that those hands with the really sharp angles, the kind of, you know, long triangle look, just sort of sitting over the gold sunburst dial with those sort of embossed indices. So those indices are kind of indented, so there's a little bit of depth to the dial, and then you see that little subdial with the second hand ticking away. Everything just comes together really nicely. It almost looks, I don't know, it almost looks like a computer graphic or something to me, like the way that those hands stand out on the dial. It almost looks like not quite real, which I think is a really cool effect that it has. And the sunburst on the dial is just a really beautiful sunburst. When you get that into different light and start moving it around, the light really plays off it well. The case is brushed, and it's kind of brushed in the same angle as the sunburst on the dial. So it almost looks like that sunburst sort of continues off the dial onto the case, which is, again, it's a really cool effect, and I think the case and the dial and the watch and the hands and all that are just really really well done. It's a very sharp looking piece. It's hard to peg what Aragon was going for this, because again, it's not like what you would consider like a traditional dress watch or a very conservative one. It's kind of a very stylistic watch, but it is on the dressy side. It comes on a leather strap, so it's almost like they were thinking you would wear this, you know, maybe with like a suit or something. But again, it looks pretty good on casual outfits as well, as you saw in some of the other shots in the opening. Yeah, it matches fine with blue jeans and a regular shirt. But again, I imagine if you put this on while you're wearing a suit, it would make kind of a statement. It would really, I think, stand out in, you know, wearing more formal outfit, but I think it would look pretty sharp as well. So yeah, so I think you can do a lot with this watch. You can take it and you know, put it on a waterproof band, and you can take it swimming if you want to make it more like a sport watch to use kind of as a beater for surfing, swimming, skating, or whatever, or keep it on a leather band and use it more dressy occasions. Good for you know, going out and things. But overall, it's a really nice looking watch. Really like the looks of it. But yeah, let's go ahead and finish up the review there, and we'll go back and wrap up. All right, so that's been my review of the Argon Fusion. If you're looking for a watch like this, head on over to their website and take a look, or go subscribe to their newsletter and start following along. See if you can catch a deal like this in the future. And if you're looking for specifically a dive watch to add to your collection, they might be a really good one to keep an eye on. I definitely see when they get some more sales going, what's going to go up there. Because again, it's not just quartz. They have some amazing automatic pieces, really high quality metal bracelets, and they're primarily using Japanese movements. So just everything's really top notch with the stuff they do over there. So definitely recommend them, particularly, you know, if you're looking to build that ultimate collection and don't want to spend a lot of money. But thanks again for watching. Please like and subscribe, and hopefully we'll see you next week.